What's up, everybody? Thanks for checking out this video. Today I'm going to be talking about creators versus consumers. All right, my name is Michael. I'm the president, CEO, founder of Me Group. So, what I'm going to talk about today is how a lot of people, including myself, think that there's really two general types of people: creators or consumers. So there's a lot of personality types, you know what I mean, in each of these categories. There's like 16 personality types. You can take the test. There's a lot of different things that you can do. But for the most part, I believe that there's really just two types of people. Okay. So I'm going to give 5 things about each of these that describes them. So I want you to think of people in your life that you think would fit either of these categories, and then just think about the overall, belief that there really is just two types of people. Okay. So first, creators, they believe that they have power. Okay, so they have power. Consumers believe or tend to believe that they have little power, meaning that consumers are the types of people where they think they kind of just go with the flow and everything kind of happens for a reason and they can't really change anything and that's just how it's supposed to be, and oh, this terrible thing happened to me and there's nothing I can do. Creators feel like there's always another way. If something bad happens, what can I do to fix that, to change that, to make something new, to figure that bad thing out, or to help with that bad thing, or change something, create something that's not there. So just that's a good way to start thinking about this whole idea. Okay, so creators, going off that, creators feel like there's always lots of options. Kind of like what I was saying, they always think that there's more than one way to do something. They always look at all the options on the table, and then even the options that are off the table that haven't even been thought of yet. Okay. Consumers, on the other hand, they basically just look at what is physically there. Okay, so sorry if I'm looking on my phone, I'm just checking in with my notes and making sure I have everything that I wanted to say. Okay. Um, so they think that there is little options, right? Okay. So going forward, when you think of people in your life, friends, family, and so on, there are certain people who want to be part of something. And more likely than not, most people want to be part of a community. However, creators will actually build the communities. Okay, and what I mean by that is they'll actually start the fantasy football league, the softball league. They'll have the parties. They'll have people over their house for the barbecues. They'll, have people over their house to go out, before, you go to the bars or the clubs or whatever it is that you do. They're the people who start it. They're the people who have people over their place. They create the community. Okay. Um, Consumers, on the other hand, they also want to be a part of a community, but they just want to be in it. Okay, so they just want to join a community. They want to be a part of something, but they don't want to start it. They don't want to create it. They just want to feel, social. They want to have the um, the social atmosphere of being around people and being a part of something, whether it's a team, community, church, whatever. So think about that. That's a big one for me that I realized in my life, and the people in my life, that you know, there's certain people who do want to have the parties, do want to start the leagues or the sports teams or whatever, and then there's people who literally just want to, be a part of it, join it, and they don't want to have anything to do with that part. They just want to enjoy that atmosphere of it. Okay. So another thing is whenever you're doing something. So like for example, cooking. Okay. Consumers will literally only look at the menu. They'll just follow the cookbook to a T. They'll put 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, a half a cup of sugar. You know what I mean? They'll go through it and they cannot not go off of that menu, that guideline. Okay, so these are types of people who always follow the rules. These are types of people who need to have things perfectly detailed oriented and they don't go off that. Okay, so whenever you're doing something like cutting the grass, cleaning the car, cleaning the kitchen, these are types of people who only think that there's one way of doing something and it has to be that way or it just won't work out. Okay. So on the other hand, drop my phone. On the other hand, creators, they basically work with ingredients. Okay. So they'll see the same thing. They'll see the cookbook, they'll see the ingredients that they want, but there's also more ingredients that they see that think they can add to that. So these are people who, if you're cooking something, they're not going to follow the directions. They will add something else to make it better or worse. They'll, put in, more or less of an ingredient, add a new ingredient. So it's just a very different philosophy and a very different approach to everything. So like mowing the grass, for example, a consumer, when they mow the grass, they probably mow it the same way every time and they will never differentiate from that. A creator will maybe see a different way of doing it. They'll try a different pattern, maybe whether it makes it faster, maybe it may look better. You know what I mean? So they'll try something different. They'll have a different approach to it, and they won't be limited by just doing one thing. Okay? And then the last point that I want to make is that basically every consumer thinks that there is a quote unquote right way to do something. So this kind of ties back to what I was just saying. They think that whatever it is that they're doing, there is either a right way or a wrong way. And that's it. Like, you have to do something this particular way, and if you don't do it that way, then it's wrong. Okay, and I know that a lot of people like this because I for sure do. You know what I mean? There's people who follow the instructions that will follow the guidelines and everything. But it more comes down to a mindset of abundance versus scarcity. Okay, and you could honestly replace these two words and put abundance and scarcity there, and it kind of makes sense. So consumers have a scarcity mindset where they will, I wouldn't say they're afraid all the time, but they don't like to branch out or leave their comfort zone. So our brains are designed to keep us safe. Okay, so and if you look into it further and further, there's a lot more research and stuff that goes into that. But our brains are designed to keep us safe. So whenever we're doing something, our like our old mind is only thinking, is this going to keep me safe and whatnot. So consumers, they have that mindset. That's them, and they can't really get out of it. Creators are the ones that are starting to move past that mindset and into a mindset of, okay, I know that this might be scary, or it might give me, I might be afraid to do it or to try something new, but I know that my life isn't in danger. This is just something that I'm uncomfortable with. Okay. So when people, for example, public speaking, people get afraid of public speaking, but because it's something uncomfortable, do you know what I mean? So in their old mindset, their brain is telling them, don't do this because you're afraid of it, which means that you might die in the old brain. Creators, they'll have that same feeling. Everyone gets that same feeling, but they're the ones that they honestly tell their brain no, and they're like, I am not, my life is not in danger. I'm just having this feeling because I'm doing something out of my comfort zone. Okay? So, creators, to sum it up, there's multiple solutions to problems. So, consumers, there's always a right way. There's one way to get it done. Creators will think of different ways to solve that problem. Consumers will stop if that one way doesn't work. Creators will keep going and try different avenues. Okay, so when something's not working, consumers tend to just, like, this isn't working, like, I don't know what else to do. Creators will try to figure it out a different way. Okay, so I would love to hear what you guys have to say about all of this. Please subscribe, comment below. Love to hear your thoughts on this. This is kind of a just general philosophy video, so I would love to hear your thoughts on it. A lot of my other videos that you guys will see are more self-help, or how to start a company or get into real estate or investing, or other things like that. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Please join the group. We have a huge community of new, young, and growing entrepreneurs. So if you are a new, young, or growing entrepreneur, if you are thinking about getting into entrepreneurship, and want to get connected with other like-minded people who are, the creators rather than the consumers, there's a whole community of creators that we have, and we'd love for more to come on. Creators, just to kind of give you a conclusion here, creators are generally happier. So if you think about these two types of people in your life, and hopefully throughout this video you have been thinking about these two types of people, really think, are the people on this side happier than the people on that side? And I probably, more likely than not, you would, almost every person on this side is happier than the people on that side. So take that. If you guys have any questions or comments, hopefully you'll be able to see this. My email is Michael at, I'm just going to abbreviate here, megroup.com. It's actually millennialentrepreneur.group.com, but you'll be able to see that in the link in the show notes and everything. And if you go onto the website, it's millennialentrepreneur.group.com. Okay, we abbreviate it to Me Group, but that's that's it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and please comment, share, and like and subscribe to the channel. And let us know if you have any thoughts on joining the group or starting a company or anything like that. We're looking for people to join our startups, and then we're also looking for people who want to start their own companies, and we can help them do that. All right, thanks a lot, guys.